Hello, everyone. Welcome to the FutureDDS Dental School Experience Series, where we help you decide which dental school is right for you. Every school offers a unique and different experience, and who better to provide you with information on your experience than a student at that school. Our goal is to give you a first-hand perspective of every dental program across the U.S. as well as Puerto Rico, and ultimately help you make the right decision on which program is best for you to spend the next 4 years of your dental school journey. Today, we will be showcasing Mr. Darren Morgan. He's a second-year student at the College of Dental at Nova Southeastern University. What's going on, Dan? How you doing?
Good. Thank you for inviting me onto this platform. Really appreciate the opportunity.
Man, thank you. Thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule. You know, you're second year, so I know the struggle and how busy you definitely can be, man. So, yeah. So I guess, if you could just give us a little bit more background about yourself, exactly where you're from, where you went to undergrad, kind of what influenced your decision to go into dentistry.
Sure thing. Yeah, so again, my name is Darren. I'm originally from West Orange, New Jersey. I went to undergrad at Hampton University. Amazing experience. I'd highly recommend it to anyone who's thinking of Hampton, who may be an undergrad watching this or trying to get into undergrad watching this. After undergrad, I was really into, believe it or not, PhD. The school I went to hand was a very good PhD school, and after undergrad, I got a internship at NIH that I just couldn't turn down. And it was actually there when I realized that I wanted to connect with people more. And so I decided to pursue dentistry after that. And before applying to dental school, I pursued my master's at Rutgers University.
Rutgers, all right.
Back in my hometown. And after Rutgers, I applied to dental schools in Nova.
There we go. You're at Nova now, like you said. Right down the street from where I did my master's at Barry. For anyone who doesn't know exactly where Nova is, you could, give us a little background about your school, where it's located. How's that city? Because you got palm trees in the background. So tell them a little bit about the city and how was the first class? The first year class. How was it compiled? How many people were in the first year? Is it kind of in-state, out-of-state? If you have that information.
Yeah, sure. Yes. So Nova, it's a private institution. There's a lot of Florida residents that are here at Nova. The class size is about 125 students. The atmosphere is really laid back, real chill. Of course, it's dental school, so very tough. But there's just something about studying for 12 hours straight and going outside to see palm trees. It makes everything better. It's in sunny South Florida in Davie, which is literally minutes from Fort Lauderdale and also about 20 minutes from Miami. So, whenever you have free time, there's no shortage of fun activities to do around here.
Yeah. Man, cool. So, I guess when you were looking at schools, because you came out from New Jersey, what were some of the things that you were looking at while you were putting your list of schools to apply to? And then ultimately, what was, I guess, one of the key factors that made you decide on Nova?
Yeah, absolutely. The number one thing on my list when applying to schools was choosing a place that I could self living in the 4 years. I think that gets lost a lot when people apply to schools. Most people put the rank of school first, or things that they hear about from other people first. But for me, it was very important to put a place where I could be comfortable for 4 years in a higher situation. I'm from New Jersey. I've been shoveling since I was a kid. I didn't want to be in a place for dental school that I might have to shovel and be stressed out. Me, growing up, it was very stressful. I absolutely hated it. I have friends in dental school all over the country. So, there's nothing against, that obvious, but for me personally, I don't, with stress, I don't like to do physical. So I like to, be in a place like that. So that was very important for me. Another thing that was very important for me was I like to explore places, and I wanted to try to somewhere that I had never really spent time before. And Florida, there's just nothing like it, man. It really is amazing out here. Yeah. Yeah, you
Man,
know, man. You know.
man, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. So, you know, we can stay back to when you were, you know, compiling that list of schools to apply to and really go interview. Um, I guess could you go back to how the interview was when you finally, you know, took that trip to Florida and stepped on the campus for that first time to go on the interview? How was that day? Like actually just showing up to campus, about what time did you go? And then, you know, how was the schedule kind of set up for that day?
Yeah. So interview day. Interview was very interesting. I recommend this for anyone. So I actually showed up late to my interview,
Oh
but
man.
not necessarily on purpose. So what happened was the Oba has a clinic that is off site in Miami, and the dental school headquarters is in Davie. So when I was plugging in the Uber, I actually plugged in the clinic site.
Mm,
And so, I got to the clinic, with 20, 30 minutes to spare. However, it was the wrong place. Luckily, there were some students there, with no students, and they called the interview people and say, hey, listen, we have a student here. He came to the site. Can you please, mark him down? He's coming. He's just, running a little late because of this. And for me, it actually worked in my favor because when I got to Nova, the interview had started. I had like I guess like a private tour almost, where it's like I was one on one with someone from admissions. They walked me through the school, and I was able to ask questions that were really important to me.
no.
And you know, I could have let that defeat me, and been down on myself. But I just wanted to capitalize on the opportunity. And my dad told me to get things, look at the glass half full and not half empty, and carry that with me everywhere I go. And so I took that opportunity that I completely messed up, and I turned it into a positive. I asked important questions. I got to know the person I was speaking with, and when I was put on the spot, uh, after I reunited with the class, I made a lot of the situation, and it really helped me out and worked in my favor to stand out amongst the other applicants.
Ooh.
And so, yeah, I recommend doing with an interview like I did, but if something unpredictable happens, find a way to make it work in your favor.
Got you, got you. So you have a very unique experience with your interview, but you know, it seems like you parlayed it into a very good situation for yourself. You know, and you were able to get a good view of the, you know, the campus and everything. So I'm glad it worked out for you, bro.
Thank you. It's been bad, man.
Yeah, but so now, you know, you went on the interview, you actually got into the school. You made the decision to that's the school you want to go to. How was it those first few months, you know, spending time in Florida, moving into your apartment or wherever you're living, and those initial few weeks or like that first couple of months transitioning into school? How was that for you?
Yeah, the first couple months were rough, man. From coming from a grad, it's a huge transition, and excuse me, and it was very hard to adapt. One thing that I highly recommend that I did and you did also is if you have the opportunity to try to get your master's. It really helps the transition. When I because I had my master's, I had taken classes that were very similar to the first year courses, and even though we were learning different stuff and going way more in depth than we had ever went in my program, I had a baseline knowledge that made me feel in the classroom that helped me to not be overwhelmed as much. And so the first few months were tough. You have to study. You have to study.
Mhm.
And and one more time, you have to study. It's like nothing you've ever experienced before. But it's so worth it. And anyone that even gets to school, if you're getting interviews, don't be discouraged. Don't Doesn't matter about the grades. Doesn't matter about what you got in DC. If you're getting interviews, that means you got what it takes to succeed in dental school. And in those times when you're up 2 a.m. studying for something and it's 2 days waiting exam and you feel like you know nothing, don't forget that. Keep pushing and keep pushing. And it ain't just have a funny way of working out. It will work itself out. You will be okay. You know. And so those first few months, like how I gave a small pep talk, that's what it is. That's what it is the first few months of dental school.
Yep.
You have to find a way to motivate yourself and keep pushing, and to find friends that are like-minded. You know. friends that are good influences, friends that are motivation, that all look at the class as half full and not half empty, because you know it's 90% of it's mental, and you learn that. You learn that very quickly in school, and so it's very, very important to develop those kind of habits to me through the first year and on.
Got you. So, I guess, now you said, like you said, it can be rough. How does a typical schedule for a first year student look at Nova? Getting up, I guess, what you got the class, I'm sure, from 8 to 4 or 5 at night. Like, how does it look, per week? Like, yeah, like a typical week. How can you walk me through
Yeah,
that?
yeah, sure. So the first year, you're taking mostly core classes. The unique thing about Nova is that our core class is taken with other specialties. So we'll be in a class, medical students, and we'll be in another class later on in the day with optometry students.
Mm.
So from 8 to noon, we're usually in the classroom, just listening to lecture, taking notes, and then noon is lunch, and then after noon, usually from 1 to 5, we have a lab. With the lab, you have a project sheet, and it's your responsibility to make sure the project sheet is complete by the end of the semester. And so, there's definitely times where,
Yeah.
mind's preoccupied with an exam the next day, and, you're not really focused on lab that day. And that's okay, because, you just know that if you sacrifice time there, eventually you're going to have to make it back up. And you have to be okay with that also, putting in hours after lab, after the lab period have. There's been many nights I go home that I barely have to get kicked out of lab at
Yeah.
10 o'clock when it closed, because I'm still working on whatever assignments I have backed up. And so, yeah, so at Nova, it's basically 8 to 12 class, first semester and second semester, 8 to 12 class. Then you have lunch, and then for the most part, 1 to 5 lab for the first year.
Got you. Got you. Smooth, smooth, smooth. So, I guess you kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier, but for anybody who's a predent, applying to Nova or looking at Nova as a school, what would you suggest that they start looking at or start focusing on right now? Whether it's a skill, a course, whatever, that will put them in the best position to get in and be successful once they do get in.
Yeah. Uh, one thing that I would say would help any applicant looking to apply to Nova is grades are always going to be important. DET score, all that, all the good stuff is always going to be important. But you also want to be a well-rounded applicant. More and more schools are looking for students that can bring more to the table besides you know, high GPA. So things like sports, uh, things sports, you want to highlight not just what's to play, but why it's important. In dentistry, even if it's just competitiveness, bring that table and highlight that. What else is important? If you've done research, you want to highlight that as well. It's very important. Any leadership you have done in the community, for instance, when I was growing up, I was a part of the Big Brother Big Sisters program as a mentor. It's important not to highlight that you did it, but important to highlight like why you did it and what it meant to you. It's going to show that you're a well-rounded applicant. It's not brag. It's literally letting someone know why you're a good fit as a dentist. Because as a dentist, aside from fixing teeth and doing fillings, you are literally a community leader. People respect you a different way whenever you have the doctor in front of your name. So it's very important to show the skills, like the leadership skills, and why the community is important to you on your application to apply to dental school.
Got you. So, as you said, Nova is in sunny South Florida, man. It could be full of distractions at
Man.
times, but is again it can be good because school can be hectic, very stressful. How do you kind of personally manage the work-life balance? And then I guess how does the schedule kind of help you out with the work-life balance? Like you said, sometimes on lab days you might be able to spend a little bit of time more here with the books or whatnot. Like how do you manage that work-life balance there?
That's probably one of the more difficult things to do. Well, for me to get that down pat, it was very difficult. I'm a workaholic. I love working hard, and that's not always a good thing. And you learn that in dental school very quickly.
Burn out.
Exactly. Oh man. So that can happen very easily. And you know, you have to. Well, what I did, I tried to gauge how I felt. You know, because if I was looking to take a break whenever I had nothing to do, you're never gonna find that time. You're always gonna have something to do, you know. But it's very important that you give yourself time to be a human. You know, go outside, talk to people, go party, go hang out with friends, go meet people. You know. So for me now, as a second year student, having burnt out many a time,
Man.
you know, learned the hard way many and many times. Just try to, whenever we have a weekend that and we don't have an exam on a Monday or Tuesday, you know, I'm thinking, okay, I can probably get away with, you know, doing something on Friday night or doing something on a Saturday night. That's literally the most important thing in dental school. You have to find time for yourself. You know, we have a professor that tells the story. First week of dental school, she says, you know, she made time every single day after she was finished class at dental school to make dinner for her family and eat with her family. And for her, that's her break every day. You know, of course, she exams the next day maybe, or 4 exams in a week sometimes, but she still made time every day. And for her, that was the release. You know, you have to find a way to remind yourself you're the person here in this world. You can't get lost in the schoolwork. It will consume you. Can't do it. You have to be human. You have to.
Got you. So I know a lot of people are probably looking at this or looking at the dental field, dental profession, and they see pretty much clinicians. You know, not too many people are research, I guess, inspired to be going to the dental practice. So I guess how's that transition? You know, from when you get to school to fourth year, and you know, involved in the clinic, and then eventually, how's that progression to only solely in the clinic? Like, you know, first year, what you have like assist maybe, and then second year,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm sure it picks up. And like, how's that progression?
Yeah, and Nova, excuse me, uh, Nova's pretty unique. They have uh, every specialty there is, and having every specialty, they have different clinics. For instance, there's a Chinese clinic here at Nova. There's an IV clinic here.
Oh,
There's even a pediatric you know, integration where you know we get them to work with children in the clinic. So first year is just being familiar and being comfortable in the clinic. We shadowed the two I guess general dentist clinics that Nova has, one on campus and the one off off of campus. And then second year we start to get a little familiar with the specialties. We start to shadow at the special needs clinic or shadow at the HIV clinic.
gotcha.
And yeah, it's you know it's very interesting to be able to see how industries practice amongst the different specialties. It's eye opening. Um, yeah, no, before you ever get hands on, you're already exposed to a lot of dentistry and how different clinicians do different. It really is amazing. Then second year we started doing well actually first year we started doing clean scalings on each other,
Gotcha.
pair scalings, and that's pretty neat as well. Um, and then clinic uh, clinic in the sort of D2 year, which is pretty neat. I'm looking forward to that.
Gotcha. Looking forward. So I guess what after your D2 year is pretty much just all clinic D3, D4 year, or is it?
Yeah, yeah. So we have a clinic. I believe it's either 4 or 5 days a week, and we have one morning classes
Okay.
starting starting 3 years. So um,
Got you. So we're gonna wrap up here. You know, like I said, I don't want to take too much more of your time, but you know, so two things. If you could give me one major advantage or something that's super unique about your school that you feel like has made your experience there, and then lastly, if you could, you know, not necessarily for anyone that wants to go to Nova, but just anyone interested in the dental field or the dental profession, what last word of advice would you give to them?
all right. Well, I would say at Nova, two things that are really interesting and amazing that I love about going here. that the patient population is very diverse, and also the professors that teach us the population is very, very diverse. Florida being a great place for people who have maybe have had their impact on their communities wherever they grew up, to come and relax and enjoy the weather and also teach on the side, or well, not on the side, but teach and enjoy the finer things in life, I guess. So they come, they all teach it. A lot of them teach at Nova, and we have so much different, diverse insight on how dentistry can be done in different ways. Very unique perspectives, people that have excelled, throughout their careers. They, they really do offer hands-on in a very unique and informative way to give you a very diverse and clean, clear-cut understanding of dentistry. Also, the patient population very similar. There's Florida's very populated, especially South Florida, so there's no shortage of patients, and so that's advantage I think has over maybe not all, but a lot of schools. Nova definitely has great patient population and great instructors.
Gotcha.
To give instruction.
Cool. And then just the last, I guess the last word of advice to any pre-dent out there, not necessarily interested in Nova, but just on their journey, they might be struggling right now. What gem could you give to them?
Absolutely. I would say keep pushing, and don't give up. You feel the way you feel about dentistry for a reason. Do not let the world discourage you. You have so much potential that you haven't begun to realize. You on this path, why you chose this, and believe it. If you believe in nothing else, believe that you will be great. You will succeed. If I could do it, you could do it.
Yeah.
I'm not the smartest guy. Didn't have the best GPA in undergrad. I didn't have the best GPA growing up. But look, I'm here. If I could do it, like honestly, if I could do it, you could do it. All it takes is dedication, perseverance, and put the hard work in. Hard work doesn't mean perfect work.
Yeah.
People take note when you work hard. It doesn't have to be perfect. So you're working hard, opportunities have a funny way of opening up. And doors have a funny way of opening up. So believe in yourself. I believe in you. You can do it. Promise you will succeed. Okay?
Man, there we go.
Right.
I appreciate that. That's a great words of wisdom. And everybody should be taking heed to advice that Darren has, information he's giving up on Nova right now. If anybody has any more questions for you about your journey, just dentistry, Nova in particular, how could they get in touch with you, or Instagram or email, whatever you would prefer?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Darren F Morgan. It's DARREN F as in Frank, Morgan, MORGAN. You can also email me, DarrenFMorgan@yahoo.com.
Got you. And we'll make sure we put that down in the description. Again, Darren, on behalf of FutureDDS and all the viewers out there, all the pre-dents, thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule for sitting with us, give us some great insight into your school experience so far. And best of luck to you going forward, man, heading in the clinic and finishing out those last few years you got down there.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Honestly, thank you for the opportunity, man. I really appreciate it.
Man, no problem, definitely. So everyone out there, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell, so whenever we post some new content. Stay tuned to the series. Watch all these videos. So many dental students giving you great perspective on their schools, helping you make the right decision on which school is going to be right for you. That's going to be it for this episode, though. So see you guys next time.